All right, let's talk about a problem that, let's be honest, every single one of us has. Where in the world do we put all our digital stuff? In this explainer, we're going to look at a piece of tech that lets you build your very own personal cloud.
You know that feeling, right? That dreaded storage almost full notification that always seems to pop up at the worst possible moment. And seriously, where are your photos from 5 years ago? Probably scattered across some old laptops, or maybe an external drive you can't even find anymore. We've all been there, wishing for just one single, safe place for all our most important memories.
Now, of course, a lot of us use cloud services like Google Drive or iCloud, and they're super convenient, for sure. But that convenience comes with a monthly bill. And once you blow past that little bit of free storage they give you, those subscription fees for any real amount of space just keep adding up month after month after month.
So here's the thought. What if you could get all the convenience of the cloud, but without those endless monthly fees? And what if you had total control over all your data? Well, you can. And the solution is called Network Attached Storage, or as pretty much everyone calls it, a NAS.
Okay, so what in the world is a NAS? Well, the name kind of says it all, Network Attached Storage. The easiest way to think about it is like your own private, intelligent storage box. It's a central hub for everything, your photos, your music, your documents, your videos, and it's accessible to you and anyone you want to share it with from any device you own.
You might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't that just a fancy external hard drive? And that's a great question, but nope. There's one huge difference. A regular external drive plugs into one computer at a time with a USB cable. A NAS, on the other hand, plugs directly into your router. And that one simple change is the magic ingredient. It makes all that storage available to your entire network. So your phone, your laptop, your tablet, even your smart TV can all get to it at the same time.
So how does this magic box actually do its thing? I know it might sound a little complex, but I promise the core idea is surprisingly straightforward. Let's pull back the curtain and see what's happening inside.
So a NAS really has just a few key parts. First, you've got the storage itself, the actual hard drives or the faster solid-state drives. They all sit inside this box called the NAS enclosure. But this box is way more than just plastic. It has its own processor and RAM, basically its own little computer brain. And it runs a special operating system that's designed to do one thing really, really well: manage all your data.
And getting one of these up and running is ridiculously easy. You literally just slide the hard drives in, plug the NAS into your router with a single cable, plug in the power, and then you follow a super simple setup guide on your computer. I mean, within minutes, it's live on your network and ready to go.
Now here's where we get to one of the most powerful features of a NAS. It's something called RAID. It sounds super techy, but trust me, it's a total game changer for keeping your stuff safe. RAID stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks. All that means is, if your NAS has 2 or more hard drives, it can automatically make an exact copy of your data on each drive. Why is that so cool? Well, if one of the physical drives ever fails, and they sometimes do, you don't panic. All your data is still perfectly safe and sound on the other one. It's an incredible safety net.
Okay, so it stores your files and keeps them super safe. Awesome. But a NAS is so much more than just a backup drive. This is where it gets really fun.
For starters, you can set up automatic backups for every single computer in your house. You can turn it into your own personal Netflix, streaming your movies and music to any device anywhere. If you run a small business, it's the perfect secure way to share files without relying on third-party services. You can even hook up your home security cameras to store all the footage. It really becomes this private, all-in-one server for your entire digital world.
So, how does a NAS really stack up against the other options out there? Let's put it head-to-head with the two main alternatives: subscription cloud storage and building your own custom home server. Okay, compared to a service like Google Drive, the differences are, well, they're huge. With a NAS, you control your data. It lives in your house, on your hardware. That means you get total privacy. You also don't even need an internet connection to get to your files when you're at home. And here's the big one. While you do have to buy the box up front, it's almost always way cheaper in the long run than paying those endless monthly subscription fees.
Now, for all you tech enthusiasts out there, you might be thinking, well, why don't I just build my own server? And you totally could. But a pre-built NAS is designed from the ground up for two things: simplicity and efficiency. It's way easier to set up, it uses a tiny fraction of the electricity compared to a full computer running 24/7, and honestly, it offers more than enough power and features for most people.
So, we've seen what a NAS is, what it can do, and how it compares. The big question left is, should you actually get one? Let's figure out who this kind of personal cloud is really perfect for.
Well, if you're a content creator who's drowning in massive video files, it's an absolute game changer. If you run a small business and need a central, secure, private place for your team's files, it's a no-brainer. For families just trying to gather decades of photos and home videos into one safe shared library, it's perfect. And of course, for any tech enthusiast who just loves being in control of their own data, it's a fantastic piece of kit.
So here's the key takeaway. A NAS isn't just a hard drive. It's a personal storage server that works over your network. It gives you a single, central, and completely private home for your entire digital life, one that can grow right alongside you over the years.
It's a pretty powerful idea when you think about it. Owning your data, centralizing all your memories, and basically building your own little private corner of the internet, right there in your own home. So that just leaves one question. If you had one, what would you do with your own personal cloud?